Don't let them see you sweat.
To hang around here, gotta be tough.
We're turning up the heat for your Thursday for most of the Upper Peninsula, getting to the mid-80s with a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. More in your forecast coming up next.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, the chance of getting a state budget ready in time is looking grim. We'll have the latest on the holdup in Lansing. Plus, we have more reaction as voters approved Negaunee Public Schools' millage in yesterday's special election. And crime in the nation's capital, why the president is calling for tougher penalties on teens and even threatening to take control of the city. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ at 11.
All right, as we head into tonight, we are looking at some nice and seasonal conditions, and we are looking at mostly cloudy skies, though, with a few light rain showers, and that will likely carry into tomorrow. Temperatures into the mid to upper 60s, and we turn on the heat for tomorrow and into the weekend. A few scattered thunderstorms to start off your day, and then scattered throughout the rest of the day, too. And we are looking at some improvements in the air quality. More details on the weekend coming up in a few minutes.
Kelly, thank you very much. Michigan's state budget is still behind schedule with no timeline on the horizon. The Speaker of the House spoke with the press today, giving very few indicators that any progress has been made on negotiations. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy has more on the holdup in Lansing.
The Speaker of Michigan's House, Matt Hall, says he's still confident a budget can get done, but it's unclear when or how.
We're going to fund the roads, we're going to fund education, and we're going to fund the Public Safety Trust Fund.
Hall claims that outdated projections from Democrats are holding up budget talks, but the House has yet to introduce its own budget targets.
Their budget is billions of dollars out of whack. And so their budget is not a reliable document to use for negotiations.
Meanwhile, Governor Whitmer took a trip to D.C., talking with President Trump about a potential Medicaid waiver. Hall says if given, it would secure more state revenue, but insists the state can cover essential services without it.
We can do all of our priorities in the budget. There's so much waste, fraud, and abuse in this state budget.
The Speaker says he wants a smaller budget than last year, but plans to prioritize a $3.1 billion roads plan, increases in school funding, filling in Medicaid gaps, a public safety trust fund, and tax cuts on tips and overtime.
We set priorities, which is what we're doing. You're going to see those budgets very soon, and we're actually going to be in the strongest position to negotiate because we actually have a public plan that's up to date.
He says he's waiting on the Senate to produce a budget with updated targets, or for Democrats to back a deal with Governor Whitmer.
If they empowered Governor Whitmer, I bet you we would get a deal done in 2 weeks minimum. It'd be very easy.
While he won't commit to a timeline, he says he believes they will pass a deal before the new fiscal year begins and keep the state running without raising taxes. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
Turnout was modest for this week's special election in Marquette County. In Negaunee, one school proposal brought more voters to the polls. Samuel McKnight has the results and reactions.
Voters around Marquette County cast their ballots Tuesday on a series of local proposals, including funding for schools and community projects. While none of the issues drew large crowds to the polls, election officials say the turnout was typical for an off-year special election.
It was probably on the normal side of a voter turnout. So what we're looking at is not quite a 23% turnout, which is about average. Sadly enough, I would love to see more voters come out for these.
In Negaunee, turnout was slightly higher than some of the other parts of the county, driven by a school sinking fund proposal that passed by a clear margin, 1,005 to 627.
There was a wide range of the yes and no votes. So you don't have any close races with the yes-nos, which was very nice. It was very clear by the voters who did vote what they wanted to see the outcome be.
The renewal will raise just under $2.5 million annually for the next 10 years. Funds will cover long-term maintenance, security upgrades, technology improvements, and, under a new state law, student transportation costs, including buses. After the results came in, Negaunee Public Schools thanked voters, saying, The results of this election demonstrate how fortunate we are to be part of such an amazing community. The passing of this millage will allow NPS to continue to focus on long-range planning for necessary maintenance, as well as security upgrades in our buildings. We will also be able to enhance technology for student needs and maintain our transportation fleet. Talsma says that kind of community response is what elections are all about.
It's always important to get the voter attention for these elections, and anytime you can come and vote and have your voice be heard, it's always a privilege to that voter, and I thank you.
The renewed sinking fund will take effect in 2027 and run through 2036. Samuel McKnight, WZMQ 19 News, Nagani.
Not every millage proposal saw success. WZMQ's Andrew Hans takes us to Houghton County and gives us the results of their election.
Tuesday's special election polling results will lead to many changes in the Keweenaw community. This includes long-awaited votes in the Houghton County Jail proposal and Copper Shore's Meals on Wheels millage. By close to 500 votes, the Copper Shore's proposal passed, and its Meals on Wheels program is already working on an expansion process for the months to come. This will include an immediate address to the current waiting list in Houghton County, eliminating the likelihood of a waiting list in the future.
We're very humbled by the community's expression of support. We feel that the elder community in Houghton County has, said their piece on this, and we're going to do everything we can to fulfill that obligation and make sure that we live up to what we said we would do with this program.
Across the lift bridge, the Houghton County Jail proposal did not pass. Out of over 8,000 votes, at about a 1,000 vote difference, the county jail will have to continue under its existing operations. Sheriff Sarnan says that even with yesterday's outcome, the extensive community input was appreciated.
While I'm disappointed that it did not pass, I look forward to continuing working with the public, showing what we have to work with here at the Houghton County Jail. Just thank all the voters that came out, whether they're for the new jail or against it. There's a lot of good opinions either way, and we had a good voter turnout even though the millage did not pass.
Houghton County's third proposal, covering the Canal View Operation Tax Renewal millage, passed by about 2,000 votes. In Houghton Hancock, Andrew Hans, WZMQ 19 News.
In our nation's capital, where politics govern the nation, the politics of Washington, D.C. itself could change. President Donald Trump threatened to take federal control, saying crime is too high. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp shares how that could impact the work of congressional members.
In a Truth Social post, the president says crime in Washington, D.C. is totally out of control. This follows an alleged attempted carjacking and beating of a former DOJ staffer. The president pointed the finger at 14 to 16-year-olds for issues with crime, even saying they should be prosecuted as adults. Juvenile crime remains a concern in D.C., even with total violent crime down by 35% in 2024 compared to the year prior. Crime in D.C. has even been the focus of congressional hearings, with members on both sides airing concerns.
2023, violent crime and homicide rates dropped significantly. Last year saw one of the lowest rates of violent crime in the United States in more than half a century. Unfortunately, the District of Columbia has been the exception to the rule.
I think we can all agree, whether you're here for a tour of the Capitol or to meet with your representative, every visitor deserves to feel safe.
The president once again threatened he would federalize the city if the crime continues. So what does that mean for our nation's capital? Since the 1970s, the district's residents have had a limited degree of self-governance, from being able to elect a mayor and city council members to enact and create local laws. This is known as DC's home rule. But before that law, it was Congress that governed the district. Congressional members who were sent to DC to manage their home districts were also getting calls about local affairs, from public safety to education, even trash pickup and filling potholes. If Congress rescinds that law, which some GOP members have expressed interest in earlier this year, some argue Congress could tighten their grip on DC's crime problem. But others argue home rule gives locals the ability to address their own needs and issues and elect local leaders to address those concerns. In Washington, Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast when we come back. Plus, high-stakes talks are held in Moscow as President Trump continues pressuring Putin to end the war in Ukraine. And just announced today, the U.S. plans to build a nuclear reactor on the moon. We'll have the details when we come back.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Looking for a car that won't fall apart on the way home? Bam! Come to Don's Auto, where cars are clean, run great, and don't smell like french fries. Does your car need a tune-up? Bam! Service department. Do you want your car to sparkle? Bam! Detailing department. Need a quieter sister? Bam! Wait. For the best pre-owned cars, the best service, and the best detailing, come to John's Auto Marquette.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
It's the highlight of the summer, the Marquette County Fair. Livestock, classic cars and tractors, live music and performances, art, games, and of course, the food. With new additions this year, the fair has something fun for everyone. The 2025 Marquette County Fair, August 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Marquette County Fairgrounds. It's fun for all ages.
The UP State Fair returns to Escanaba August 11th through the 17th, and it's bigger, better, and more exciting than ever. From thrilling rides, mouth-watering food, to championship livestock shows and toe-tapping grandstand entertainment, there's something for everyone at Michigan's only state fair. Don't miss a moment. August 11th through 17th at the UP State Fairgrounds in Escanaba. Visit upstatefair.net for schedules, tickets, and more. UP State Fair. Experience the extraordinary. WZMQ TV 19. Proud to be a reserved champion sponsor of the fair.
She's fair.
Untrue, Your Honor.
What, you're going to have your turn.
She's inquisitive.
What in the world led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS. Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
Welcome back. We are getting closer and closer to the weekend. Of course, today we rounded off at 80 degrees for the high temperature when the average is 76. We have been trending now above average, and that will continue on likely into the weekend and even into a little bit of next week too. No rain for today, but again, we could see that number change from any rain from 5:30 and onward, but mostly dry, and we're mostly dry, not so much for tomorrow. Can expect a few showers and thunderstorms in the morning and then again at night too. So it just depends on if you're going out between 11 and 1 for your blades, bait, and tackle fishing outlook, or 10 p.m. through midnight. That's another time too. Southwest winds, any southerly component of the wind over the next few days will help, and any rain will help with the air quality issues. So tomorrow will actually start to improve the air quality too, with the wind and some rain, some scattered showers and thunderstorms for the morning, and then likely another little round into the evening. We are going to be in that level 1 marginal risk, especially for Marquette County and the surrounding areas. Otherwise, we can expect general thunderstorms, and then we dry things out, a little reset, getting ready for the weekend. Lots of sunshine on your Friday, and then as we get to Saturday and Sunday, likely seeing some more rain firing on up. But for the air quality, we know this gray seems to be here every day. It's because we are closer to the Canadian wildfires, and it is coming down still into the area. So this air quality warning is still until Thursday at midnight, and we will see if it gets reissued. It also did have the air quality warning into a little bit of Wisconsin. That has been canceled out, but there is an extreme heat watch. So if you're planning on traveling out there, the extreme heat watch is until Friday at 9 p.m. Central Time. So just be careful. It's probably going to be hotter and stickier there. So remember to take breaks if you're exerting a lot of energy, find some shade, and hydrate yourself as you enjoy the lovely summer weather. Air quality right now overnight will still stay into that unhealthy range, but we are looking at some improvements through the weekend, not going to completely diminish, and we will have those fluctuations where it will be worse at times. We are looking to trend on the improvement side of things. You can see here even some nice breaks in the future smoke, especially to the western half of the Upper Peninsula. This is now Friday morning, Friday afternoon. Things should still be okay, but then maybe a little bit of the smoke does come back in for the weekend. So overall for the weekend, we'll still be trending on the warmer side, mostly sunny skies for Friday, and we could get a few late showers Saturday and some scattered storms for Sunday. Saturday going to be muggy too. High temperatures near 90 degrees, and we'll have those muggy and sticky conditions, but still it's summertime. Saturday at the moment looking like possibly the pick of the weekend, just holding off on the showers for most of that day. But the heat is on for tomorrow, and it carries into Saturday and Sunday and trickles into Monday too. And it's not really until midweek of next week that we cool the temperatures back down and get some of that rain out of the forecast.
Kelly, thank you. The United States and Russia took part in high-level talks in Moscow today to negotiate the end of the war in Ukraine. The talks came just 2 days before President Trump's deadline for Russia to agree to a deal or face new sanctions. Erica Brown has the latest from Washington, D.C.
U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff met with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow Wednesday to discuss the war in Ukraine.
Ambassador Witkoff's on his way back now. We just got off the phone with him a few minutes ago. We'll have some other discussions throughout the day, and then hopefully there'll be some announcements here fairly soon. Maybe positive, maybe not. We'll see.
In a social media post, President Trump called the meeting highly productive and said great progress was made. Still, a senior administration official tells CBS News additional sanctions against Russia are still expected to go into effect Friday if a deal isn't reached to end the 3.5-year war. The meeting comes the same day President Trump signed an executive order imposing an additional 25% tariff on India because it continues to buy oil from Russia. Targeting countries that do business with Russia is part of the White House's efforts to pressure the Kremlin into a peace deal.
These are really secondary sanctions. Steve Witkoff arrived in Moscow with the message that Trump is getting tougher on the customers for Russian energy exports.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he spoke with President Trump about the Witkoff meeting and reaffirmed his country's support for a lasting and reliable peace with Russia.
The White House says the Russians expressed their desire to meet with President Trump, and the president is open to meeting with both President Putin and President Zelensky. The White House announced this afternoon that Apple is making a new $100 billion commitment to boost manufacturing here in the U.S.
Congratulations, Mr. President. Thank you so much.
Apple CEO Tim Cook joined President Trump at the White House to share the news. The Trump administration says the additional investment would increase the tech giant's commitment to U.S. manufacturing to $600 billion over the next 4 years.
As a part of this, we're launching Apple's American Manufacturing Program. It will spur even more production right here in America.
This is a significant step toward the ultimate goal of ensuring that iPhones sold in the United States of America also are made in America.
The additional investment comes after President Trump threatened in May to impose a 25% tariff on iPhones made outside the United States. The Trump administration is pulling $500 million from research into mRNA vaccines. In a video on social media, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. criticized mRNA vaccines, saying the technology is too risky. The decision effectively cancels projects being led by major pharmaceutical companies, including Pfizer and Moderna. Doctors and infectious disease experts say the mRNA technology used in vaccines is safe.
The advantage of mRNA is it's much faster to make than a protein vaccine. It's much more efficient. And so when you're in the middle of an emergency, like a COVID pandemic, you want the fastest thing possible, something that you don't have to wait years to develop.
On Tuesday, Kennedy said a universal vaccine that mimics natural immunity is the Trump administration's focus. He says such a vaccine could be effective against coronaviruses and the flu. Our exploration of space could soon be getting a boost. The Trump administration announced plans to build a nuclear reactor on the moon. A rendering of what it might look like shows the Fission Surface Power Project, and Mars looms large in the background. A moon-based reactor would help astronauts on long-term missions with the expectation to launch by 2030. But turning these plans into reality might not be so easy, given the administration's proposed cuts to NASA, a nearly 50% cut in science missions, and a 20% reduction in staff. Astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson says this urgency is partly due to China and Russia planning a similar mission.
So this is on brand for America, right, to do this. What's not on brand is to cut science programs, not only in NASA, but across the board, and then say, we want to excel in this one spot. Well, in the 1960s, science was a major investment profile of the United States.
NASA says the reactor will produce 40 kilowatts of electrical power. That's enough for about 33 households. Still to come on your 19 News, we'll tell you how the Marquette community is helping feed those in need through the downtown farmers market. We're back in 2 minutes.
At Choice Hotels like this Comfort Hotel, you get more for your money so you can maximize any vacation, like starting game day with a free hot Breakfast. I got waffles. How about you?
Go Waffles!
Woo! Stay twice and get a $50 gift card when you book direct.
Is that our luggage rack? Fix that thing. Gorilla Tape.
Of course.
Double thick adhesive for a hold that lasts for the toughest jobs on planet Earth. And for a clear fix, try Crystal Clear Gorilla Tape.
It's Shunk's anniversary sale. 48 years here in Marquette County. We opened our doors in 1977. A lot of furniture stores have come and gone since, but we're still here bringing you quality furniture, mattresses, and service at the lowest price. One location, but 2 stores to shop. We give you the largest selection of name brand furniture and mattresses in the UP. Everything's on sale for this special event. Furniture from Smith Brothers, Flex Steel, and Lazy Boy. And mattresses from Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Serta, and Sealy. Shop Shunk's today.
Yes, we're on thin ice. And everything is going up in smoke. Still, some are adding fuel to the fire, while the rest of us see the troubled waters rising. Our planet is under the weather. But when the going gets tough, the tough get, well, you know. Because in the heat of this moment, we're not about to lose our cool. Love it or lose it.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. The first week of August is National Farmers Market Week, and in Marquette, the Downtown Farmers Market is making the most of it by launching 2 new programs aimed at feeding families and strengthening farmers markets across Michigan. Our own John Truitt has the details.
At the heart of downtown Marquette, the local farmers market is more than a place to buy produce. It's a community gathering place, and this August, it's also a launching pad for statewide impact. The Downtown Marquette Farmers Market has joined forces with the Michigan Farmers Market Association for the Shared Fundraising Initiative.
All across the state, markets are raising money together. That money will be shared with our market and with MIFMA. MIFMA does a great job supporting other markets that aren't as lucky as ours. They don't have businesses who can be sponsors.
Half of every donation goes directly to support Marquette's local operations and programming. The other half helps farmers markets across Michigan access vital training and resources through the MIFMA.
There's a lot of money needs to be used to put on these markets, closing streets, paying workers.
And that's not the only way the market is giving back. Also debuting this month is the Harvest Fund. This new program lets shoppers buy an extra item or two, then donate it to local food pantries.
So recently we're seeing a lot of cuts to different food assistance programs. So we're thinking, what can we do? It's kind of our version of the local can-a-thon, but for the farmers market.
At the end of each market day, those fresh donations are delivered to the Marquette Food Co-op and distributed to local food pantries. In Marquette, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
It's time again to grab your documents and head to the Negaunee Honor Credit Union. The credit union's annual Community Shred Day will take place tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. in the back parking lot. This event provides a safe and environmentally friendly way to dispose of old or unneeded security documents. The Community Shred Day will operate as a drive-through service with honor team members collecting the documents.
Takes place Thursday, August 7th, so tomorrow, at the Negaunee Honor Credit Union from 5:30 to 7:30. And then members or anyone in the community can just come, they'll line up, we'll take boxes from their car for them, we kind of just handle it, and yeah.
To ensure efficiency, each household is asked to limit shredding to 10 boxes or bags. More than 45 million kids across the U.S. play video games, but as online gaming grows, so do the risks. Now lawmakers and cybersecurity experts are stepping in to make the digital playground safer. WZMQ 19 News Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon reports tonight from Capitol Hill.
According to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, more than 80% of kids ages 5 to 18 play video games. And while games like Roblox, Minecraft, and Fortnite offer fun and connection, they also open the door to real risks, predators, bullying, and toxic behavior.
The person that they're talking with, they're not a chatbot, they're not an avatar, they're an actual person behind the screens, and they shouldn't be saying things that they wouldn't say to someone, in real life.
Ron Curbs leads Kidas, a cybersecurity company that monitors gaming behavior and alerts parents to threats. In just the first quarter of 2025, they flagged more than 1,500 cases of location sharing and potential predatory behavior.
A lot of young gamers, they think it's benign. Okay, I'm going to share my address, I'm going to share my school, and they do it with people they have never met in real life. And it could be their friends, it could be someone they think is their friend, but is an actual online predator.
In Washington, lawmakers are responding by reintroducing the Kids Online Safety Act, known as KOSA. The legislation requires social media and gaming platforms to prioritize children's safety and give parents more control.
The Kids Online Safety Act, KOSA, I think that's a great start. It puts some of the burden on the big tech companies, the big gaming companies.
Experts encourage parents to talk with their kids about privacy, respect, and what not to share online.
Parents should be the one protecting their kids.
Reporting in Washington, Brendan Scanlon, WZMQ 19 News.
This year's list of MTV VMA nominees is finally out, and Brendan Fraser takes on his first starring movie role since his Oscar win. Christian Benavides has tonight's entertainment headlines.
Lady Gaga is leading the pack, earning the most nominations for the 2025 MTV Video Music Awards. The Mayhem musician garnered 12 nods, including Artist of the Year and Best Album. Her Die With a Smile collaborator, Bruno Mars, follows with 11 nominations, while Kendrick Lamar received 10. Other big names are up for Moo Men in 2 new categories this year, Best Country and Best Pop Artist. The 2025 MTV VMA show airs live Sunday, September 7th on CBS and MTV, and streaming on Paramount+. Chapel Roan is reeling from a broken heart in the Big Apple in the newly released music video for her song, The Subway. The Midwest Princess is set to perform at a string of intimate pop-up shows this fall, kicking off September 20th at Forest Hill Stadium in New York. Roan's label says $1 from every ticket sold will be donated to organizations that provide support and resources for trans youth. And a struggling actor takes on his biggest role yet in the upcoming dramedy Rental Family.
Hello, Mia. I'm your father.
I hate you.
She hates me. It's what being a parent is.
Academy Award winner Brendan Fraser stars in the film as an expat in Tokyo who lands a gig playing a girl's father. Along the way, he begins to form genuine bonds that blur the lines between performance and reality. Rental Family hits theaters November 21st.
Don't go away. When we come back, Kelly Rowland has our final look at weather. Stay tuned.
Shop our huge selection of Amish-crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order. With 1-year no-interest financing available, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture today.
Who wants to drag out a bulky vacuum? Introducing Horsepower Duck, a super compact vac with ultra-powerful suction. Clean up that mess in the kitchen, the spill on the sofa, even sawdust in the workshop. Just duck it up. The compact design can reach the tightest places, so store it in any drawer where it's always at your fingertips. You can even store it in your glove box for the ultimate car vac. The HEPA filter helps remove dust and allergens. Plus, it dumps out with ease, so it's ready to clean again. Get the Horsepower Duck hand vac for just $39.99. Order right now and we'll upgrade you to the Duck Pro package, a $30 value, yours free. You get the bendable tube, the crevice nozzle, and the soft brush nozzle, but supplies are limited, so there's a strict limit of 3 ducks per order. This may be your last chance to get yours at this low price, so don't delay. Duck it up today.
Call 1-800-699-6581 or visit duckback.com. So call 1-800-699-6581 or visit duckback.com now.
Home for CBS is WZMQ 19.
you have questions, are your elected representatives in Washington working for you, or do they stand on the issues and what's in it for you?
Get the answers you need on WZMQ 19 News. I'm Rachel Knapp.
And I'm Brendan Scanlon. Our job is reporting on Michigan's officials in Washington, covering and uncovering what they're doing, and then reporting directly to you. WZMQ 19's Washington Bureau works for you.
And we deliver.
Quality information straight from Capitol Hill. Only on WZMQ 19 News. Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons on WZMQ 19 News.
And a final look at your forecast as we get closer to the weekend. Even though we are advancing the days, we still have the air quality warning in effect for the entire Upper Peninsula until Thursday at midnight. The heat is on for most of us tomorrow. Marquette into the lower 80s and getting to the mid to upper 80s down to Iron Mountain and Iron River. We'll have the southern winds into effect and likely seeing a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. So with that being said, the Storm Prediction Center does have most of the area in that level 1 marginal risk. Otherwise, just a general thunderstorm risk. So we might have some winds to it, limited intensity, short-lived, and we will keep an eye on it. Make sure to tune back in tomorrow at 6 o'clock. The heat continues into much of next week before cooling down midweek.
Kelly, thanks again. Finally tonight, the unofficial icon of the Illinois State Fair was unveiled today. Governor J.B. Pritzker, along with Illinois State Fair officials, gathered at the Fairgrounds Dairy Building to unveil the 2025 Butter Cow. The sculpture takes about 5 days to create and is made of up of 500 pounds of unsalted butter. Pritzker says the design was inspired by the fair's theme, Adventure Awaits. This year's companion sculpture is in an adventure.
Illinois, you know, is an agricultural powerhouse state. We truly are. And we also are a state that has a real artistic spirit. And the unveiling of the Butter Cow sort of represents both of those things.
This is the 104th Butter Cow at the State Fair and the 9th consecutive Butter Cow designed and sculpted by Sarah Pratt. That is all the time we have for tonight, everybody. We will catch you back here again tomorrow at 6/5 Central for more headlines. We'll see you then.
At Big Valley Ford in Ewan, we're more than just a dealership. We're your hometown partner in finding the perfect ride. With a huge selection of high-quality vehicles, there's something here for every lifestyle and every budget. Looking for value? We've got one of the largest selections of